Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of reviews I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I just got through hugging my cat, so like I'm just so happy. Pretty much my favorite part of the day is going home and seeing my cat. She's a good cat. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, that's also why you got the cat here. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. But like I said, that's not the instance today, because I actually have had this in my fridge for the past 2 days or so. Because I went over there, I bought it, and I couldn't review it right off the bat because I needed to go over there and let it cool down. And I thought about reviewing it yesterday, but I ended up having other stuff I wanted to get, through with. And then today, basically, as soon as I got home from work, I was like, time to do it, man. Let's get it out of the way, because hopefully it's good, because I'd like to drink the rest of it, and I have a 12-pack. So, what is it? What am I reviewing for you? Well, it happens to be, boom, Signature Select Ginger Beer. Okay. Let's get a thing for a thing here real quick. We'll kind of... Sure. But what the hell is Signature Select? So, for the past, few months now, I've been over there and I've been going out to basically, lots of different, grocery stores and supermarkets and stuff, and I've been trying out their in-house brand sodas. So, Walmart, their Great Value stuff, Sam's Choice, Aldi with their Summit stuff, so on and so forth. Signature Select comes via a brand of Illinois supermarkets called Jewel. And I have grown up with Jewel literally since I was a little kid. It was pretty much a supermarket that, me and my parents and even grandparents, we all went to before, Target and Walmart kind of took over. But they're still around, and I still like to go to them periodically. And they have their own branded stuff, So I've run through most of their other stuff. This might be the end of it. Maybe. I gotta check. But it's also ginger beer. And, when you're talking about, in-house branded sodas, colas, lemon lime, maybe a Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, you're gonna have your similar knockoffs. And, yeah, Signature Select has those, but they also have a ginger beer. And this is the first, in-house ginger beer I've ever heard of. If you're unfamiliar with ginger beer, think ginger ale, but an extra kick to the back of your throat. That is really what it is. It is just a much stronger version of ginger ale. And what with this being from a Illinois establishment, this review is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. Let's give it a go. And I'll get a ginger beer once in a fortnight, it happens. It's not a go-to drink for me, but it smells very gingery. Let's give it a go. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's got that extra spicy ginger. Okay. That's not bad, honestly. So, I've reviewed some ginger beer. I think Bundaberg, I want to say, is what it was called. Maybe. That was, a while ago. That was, I think the first year I was doing the sampler platter. Like I said, I don't hit ginger beers very often. I love ginger ale. And I do love an oomphy ginger ale, something that really gives you some nice kick. However, it is not something that I will typically go to that next extreme. The only thing I can think of where I actually really kind of preferred the ginger beer version of it was with Canada Dry, because turns out ginger beer Canada Dry tastes like actual ginger ale instead of the bullshit that Canada Dry tastes like. But yeah, so okay. this is not bad as far as a ginger beer is concerned. But I will say it is definitely not as kick to the teeth as I've had with some of like the more notable like proper branded ones. Because for one thing, I wasn't immediately coughing and gasping. And I'm not kidding you, folks. With some of the really strong ginger beers, you have to almost build a tolerance to it because the ginger and like the spiciness from it really does kind of hit you in the back of the throat. And it's like closest thing I could describe would be like if you go over there and you have what the hell is it? Like horseradish sauce, right? Like how that goes to your sinuses. That's kind of what the ginger does to the back of your throat. And like it'll make you kind of But I didn't really have that reaction with this. I did have a bit of a kick to the throat, a little bit, but it was more of a tap, than like a full on Don the Dragon Wilson sidekick into my throat. Yeah, I'm dropping Don the Dragon Wilson. Fucking, we're tagging him in whenever we can. Fucking man holds the record for the most goddamn kickboxing titles ever. I think he had 11, I want to say. Plus he does movies. But yeah, no, I like this quite a bit. Like, it reminds me of the ginger beer Canada Dry that I had, where it's got the oomph, and it has more oomph than the Canada Dry ginger beer did, for sure. But it is a little bit more accessible than, again, like your Bundabergs and stuff like that. It's not as, So, alright. And you do get some of it in your nose a little bit, too. And it's got a lot of ginger flavor, and it has that spiciness to it. This is honestly, look, I really like, so far, for doing the reviews that I've done of the off-brand stuff, I've had some that I've liked, I've had some that I've disliked. I think overall, though, the brand that I've liked the most has been Signature Select. Like, I don't think there's been any of their stuff I've really disliked. At most, I've been a little disappointed. The fact that they not only have an in-house brand ginger beer, but that it doesn't taste like freaking pig swill is pretty damn amazing to me. And I actually like the flavor of this. I like the depth of the flavor. Again, it doesn't have quite the same kick like I was talking about with, some of the other brands, but it doesn't taste like it's cheap or anything like that. As much as I made the point of saying it's a little bit more accessible, let me emphasize, a little bit more accessible. This is still something that, like, I would not go over there and hand this to the average ginger ale drinker. Like, if you're a Canada Dry person, don't go anywhere near this. You're not going to like it. But this is one of those people who, if you want that experience, Now, all that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? And I'm going to add in a third question. In terms of value for price, what with it being an off-brand thing, how does it hold up? For me personally, I have to go with, on occasion, sort of, and yeah, I think it works. Tying in number 3 with number 1 there. Genuinely, I think this is a pretty impressive ginger beer, for being just, again, an in-house, off-the-shelf product. If you want a proper ginger beer, this probably isn't going to go over there and give you that level that you want, but it is surprising, at least to me, how close it comes, again, especially because it's fucking ginger beer. And I can only assume that the reason why they decided to make this as an in-house product is because they make a ginger ale. I've reviewed it. And they probably were just like, we've already done that. Let's just go a little bit further, add a little extra shit to the mixture. And, there you go. Bob's your uncle, you got a ginger beer now. I guess. That's me just throwing shit at the wall. But, like I said, I'm not a big ginger beer person. It's one of those things where it's nice to have, one here or there kind of thing. But, with this being a little bit more mild, a little bit, I could see going over, like, I'll definitely finish the 12-pack, for sure. But I don't think this is going to be like a casual drinking soda for me. I'll tell you exactly what this is going to end up being for me. This is going to be a soda that I drink when I first wake up before I have to go to work. Because when I wake up, I am like just zonked out of my head and I got crap in my throat and, pretty much the worst version of Brandon Wenzel. Something like this, where I can pour it down my throat, help it burn out some of that shit, and kind of like be like, bleh. That's what I would use this for. If I'm recommending it, though, the thing is, it's kind of a weird thing because it's like, who am I recommending it to? Am I recommending it to ginger beer fans? Because if I'm recommending it to them, I mean, and again, you have the value end of things. It's definitely going to cost way less than something, per can than something like Bundaberg. No two ways about that. You're probably getting a 12-pack for what it costs, a 4-pack of Bundaberg, or however you want to pronounce it. So there is that end of things. And I do genuinely think that it's a pretty nice ginger beer, all things considered. Just, again, doesn't quite have the oomph of the upper tier ginger beers, the proper ones. Casually though, yeah, it still would be hard for me to sell this to people, because it's like, it's not going to be for everybody. It does have a strong kick to it. Even if it's not as strong, it's still so it's still it's a little bit more accessible, but still feels a little bit too niche for kind of the general populace. So it's one, if you're willing to go on the ride, give it a shot. It's a nice soda, if nothing else. There's nothing about it I dislike. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over here, have yourselves a truly hug your cat-tastic rest of your life. Literally, as soon as I go back inside, I'm hugging my cat again. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, pretty much whenever I bring up pets of any kind, I always like to end whatever video I'm doing by saying, hey, if you have any pets, be they, scaly or furry or fluffy or whatever, make sure you give them a little extra love for me, because, I really think that, just make things better, man. I know for me personally, if I didn't have my pets, man, I wouldn't be doing these videos. I can tell you that much right now. I wouldn't want to deal with the world. But, having them in my life just makes my life a little bit better. So, anyway.